Good morning, everybody. Want to get started today by talking about Pokemon investments and what the market is doing right now. So recently, you've seen a lot of people talk about um, why, in terms of Pokemon investments, sealed make the most sense. But there is a group of people who thinks that singles or graded are better because the market is down right now. For those. Um, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about pros and cons for each, and I see the risks for all of them. So, with regards to sealed products, my main concern here is a few. Recent modern sets, of course, it can be reprinted and it can be reprinted to oblivion for any languages, so English or Japanese, it doesn't matter. What if it's for sealed products which are out of print already? Um, right now, most of them are quite expensive. People will say, yeah, but Sword and Shield is still affordable. You can buy more, um, and I agree with it to a certain extent. But my main concern is that there's a lot more people holding on to sealed products than maybe from sealed products from 10, 15 years ago. So Sword and Shield came out in the last 5 years, and my concern is that there's a lot of sealed products that hasn't come to market, and it's it's not as rare as maybe from early Black and White or Sun and Moon even, and that worries me, and it worries me in the sense that there's a lot of holders of it, and once they I just don't think the price appreciation is going to be as high as people think it's going to be, just because there's so much of the sealed products available already, and just how easy it is to get the sealed products. I know there are some sets like Evolving Skies, who are team up from Sun and Moon and all those guys who are expensive and who will go up in value, but other Sword and Shield products Rebel Clash or Voltage and things like that, I just don't think that's going to go up as much, just because there's a lot of people holding these sealed products, and I just don't know if it's going to continue to go up. So, uh, what about raw single cards? For raw single cards, I think we haven't reached the market flow, and I just get the sense that it's gonna go down quite a bit more, at least for the Scarlet and Violet era, especially because of how the current and recent sets has been when it comes to pull rates and hits. So with the recent sets like Journey Together and Death and Rivals, and even with the White Flare and Black and White set that coming up, um, there's a lot of artwares which are printed quite a bit. Not just printed, but available and easy to hit, which is great from a perspective of fun pack opening, and I'm all for it actually. So it's great, but also not really great because it's so abundantly available. I just don't think that it it makes it worth it to get them at this point, because I think there's gonna be a lot of people who are continue to open it and continue to hit get those hits. So and also that kind of ties into the seal product, right? So any seal product that gets open becomes the one singles market, or the graded market, and there is a direct correlation between the three. So if you had to choose between seal, raw, and graded, definitely go for sealed. But I just don't think we have hit the floor for any of them, and I don't think the prices are going to increase as fast as people think that they're gonna. I think once things start going up, the prices start going up, let's say 15-20%. I think people will start, I don't want to use the word dumping, but people will slowly start opening up more products, or releasing more products which they have saved up in their sealed collection to the market. and I honestly just think that there's way too many sealed products that are sitting with people, which they're holding on to, which is good, which just means that the prices of these things, even like over the next 5 years, is not gonna go as much up as people think they're gonna. Versus like maybe products which were printed in 2015, and during the pandemic era, like how much of those like products from like 5, 10, 15 years ago was up by. I just don't think that's going to be the same case here. So anyway, that's my thoughts about like the recent Pokemon investments and singles and graded market. So as a collector or as an investor, what should you be doing? The answer is I don't know. Neither do you. Neither does anybody else. I just think that all of them comes with their own risks. I just think the sealed product market is will implode pretty soon. Um, Singles, I just think there are way too many hits, and I don't think there's going to be as much importance towards like artwares and stuff as people are thinking. Grading, of course, is a slippery slope. If you're good at it, go for it. If you're not, just if you're buying graded, like just be careful how much you're paying for. Um, yeah, yeah. I just don't think the market is as strong as people think they are, and I just don't think that things are not as rare as people think they are. There's a lot more products in the market than ever before. Even for like ultra modern sets or like sets from like the last couple of eras, maybe the last era, maybe Sword and Shield era. So, what you should be doing, I don't know. The answer is nobody knows. So my voice is always telling me buy what makes sense to you, buy what you like, and don't worry about the rest. So, I'm not buying a lot. I'm buying things which people are kind of overlooking. So a lot of single stuff, but not from like ultra modern things. So I'm looking at from Sun and Moon or like from the Break collections, um, just to see how it all goes. And also the other thing is and you can see it like right with the what do you call them, um, live streamers who rip and shippers, sorry, who continue to open seal products. It is because there's availability of these products at at a somewhat reasonable rate that people are still able to open seal products even from like Sword and Shield or Sun and Moon. It is because of that. It's that there's a lot more people who collected it over the last 5 years and kept it sealed than maybe from the previous like 15, 20 years combined, and that is what worries me. And hence I don't think the price appreciation for other than like for a few sets would be going up. So it's exactly like stock picking in a way. Like you don't know which skill products are gonna go up, so it's tricky. It's interesting. So that's why I'll always think that buy what you like, keep it, and then hope, not hope, but like see where it goes. Um, Again, don't focus too much on like how much will it appreciate by. If your target is it appreciates by 20% over the next 3 years, set that goal. I think that's fair. If your target is I need it to be triple the amount that I bought it at in the next 3 to 5 years, I think that's being greedy. So just be careful where you put your money at, and put where you think it's gonna go rather than listen to anybody else on the internet. Well, thank you. Bye.